Hi, I'm Liz Hancock from Liz Hancock Healing, and I'm working with Michelle Catanac to bring you this 21-day plan. I'm thrilled to be included on this plan because, as well as all the physical and nutritional and exercise advice that Michelle's going to give you, I'm going to be working with you on the emotional side of things. And I'm a true believer if we don't address what's going on inside of here, we're not going to get the physical results that you wish. I'm going to be using emotional freedom technique, which is also known as EFT or tapping, to really get all the previous issues that you've had around food, get them out there, address them and get them gone, so you can start this 21-day plan fresh and inspired. You may have heard of emotional freedom technique. It has been shown on television a few times. It's particularly common to use it to treat phobias. So sometimes you might have seen people being treated for intense fear of spiders or snakes, and they have this strange tapping thing done on them, and then they're cured, and the next minute they're holding the snake or the spider and they're absolutely fine. And I have seen just as dramatic results when I've used EFT. I've been qualified for a year and a half, and I've had the pleasure of treating many clients and just achieving such brilliant results. It blows me away every time. So just to tell you a bit more about what EFT actually is, if you think of your body as a house, and that house is, say it's a new build, it's been wired correctly, everything works, you flick one switch and the light comes on, you turn another switch and something comes on or off, just as it should do. As time goes on, there may be a few glitches, a few flickering light bulbs, you might have to change a light bulb or a fuse, but it's usually, you don't give it much thought until something major happens. Maybe there's a storm or a fire or a flood in the house, and then things need treating big time. If you think of our bodies as similar to that, we have an energy system, and it's connected, and if everything's going right, it's flowing freely. The meridians are flowing energy through our bodies very freely. Now, when we get exposed to trauma, stress, anxiety, just circumstance, everyday life, it can cause little blockages in our energy system. And obviously, if we have a big trauma, a death in the family, or a huge loss, anything, a car crash maybe, anything large, that can cause a big disruption of your energy systems. And EFT works by releasing those blockages and getting everything flowing freely again. So that's how I like to explain it on a very basic level. It does sound quite strange, especially when you start doing it. You'll think, what on earth is this? What's going on? But I just want to talk you through some of the successes I've had and the people I've treated, just very briefly. These are just a couple of them. My first major success, if you like, was a client who had emetophobia, which is a fear of being sick, and it was having such a big effect on her life. She wouldn't go out to eat, she wouldn't go to a restaurant, she didn't like going to work. It was causing problems in her relationship with her husband and with her children. She didn't want them to go to parties, she didn't want them exposed to germs at school and nursery, and so many things. Her hands were red raw from washing them all the time. She was skin and bones. Every time she felt remotely ill, she just stopped eating. I treated her, I saw her twice for some very intense sessions, and but they were enjoyable and it was a journey that she enjoyed. It wasn't something that she didn't, that was traumatic doing. Actually having the sessions is quite therapeutic in itself, very relaxing, and you do feel great afterwards and during. So we treated her. There was various trauma that she'd had in her life which needed to be looked at, but what she actually thought had triggered the fear of being sick, which was a very choppy, very crossing, that wasn't actually it. That was just the event that sort of tipped her over the edge, if you like, and made everything come to the surface. There was a lot of other stuff that happened much earlier on that we needed to look at, and by doing so, all those things I've mentioned earlier, she was amazing. Her OCD stopped, she started eating out, she got promoted at work, she even started travelling through her job, she put on weight, Her relationships improved. It was just amazing, really, really brilliant. Another great client I had was a lady who came to me. She said she wanted to lose weight, but very quickly it became very apparent that we needed to focus on some other issues. There was an illness in the family and it hadn't been diagnosed very well. There was lots of issues around that, and she'd felt very let down by the medical profession, angry with herself. She hadn't forgiven herself for the mistakes that she thought she'd made. So we tapped on those issues, and also she had a fear of flying, so we tapped on that. And without even tapping on the weight, the other issues sorted out. They were addressed, they were sort of processed, if you like, and we came to a conclusion on those. And then without even tapping on the weight, she went on to lose 2 stone just because the other areas in her life were sorted, if you like, and she was no longer felt the need to comfort eat, and started loving herself and looking after herself, which resulted in the weight loss. So that was without even going there, which was amazing. Really opened my eyes up, that one. Excuse me, I will be looking down from time to time because I am referring to a few notes just so I don't forget anything, so apologies for that. Lots of people I've seen over specific traumas, relationship difficulties, problems with a certain friend or family member, physical pain. I've had a lot of success quite recently actually with physical pain, aches and pains through to quite chronic pain that had been with someone for a long time, and we released it, lessened it by doing EFT, and then got to the core issue that was related to the pain, and by releasing the trauma and the emotional issues that they were having, the pain that was a side effect of that, so releasing the pain as well, which is very, very exciting. During this this session, I'm just going to pause the video in a moment. Then I'll be telling you a bit more about myself and my own struggles with weight and how EFT helped me. Going on to do a tapping sequence with you on leaving past failures behind, and then there'll be 2 separate tapping sequences. One specifically for cravings, because particularly in this first week, when you suddenly go on the diet, you pretty certainly will be having some cravings. So that's a great one to use for the cravings, and you can use that at any time. And then we will also be doing one to set yourself up every day during the next week. Week 2, we will obviously move on to other issues. So well done for signing up for this plan. Enjoy it, and good luck. Thank you.